So I loved the Marvel vs. Capcom games. They all had to get their start somewhere, and I figured since there was a new Xmen movie, the Apocalypse movie, coming out here soon, figured why not we take a look at Xmen, Children of the Atom, for the original PlayStation. Let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of this game, and see if it has what it takes to make it into Charles Xavier's School of Mutants. So get ready for a mutant showdown on the game machine. It starts now. While this roster is not very huge, it does have a great, decent variety of characters. Full of your favorite characters. You got Cyclops, Wolverine, Psylocke, sadly no Gambit, but hey, we have Silver Samurai, everybody's favorite, Omega Red, Storm, and more. And your final boss, of course, is Magnito, and you also fight the Juggernaut, bitch! Speaking of the characters, the character artwork and stage work looks incredible. There's a lot of variety to the stages. The X-Men look like the X-Men you would have expected in the 90s, especially if you're like me and grew up watching the cartoon show. Looks just like characters from the cartoon show. They did a really excellent job with it. Also, the music is Capcom 90s music. All the stage music, the character select music is just so fantastic. This is Capcom at its prime. Before they started shooting themselves in the foot, they were making great stuff like this. Heck, this game, if you're familiar with Street Fighter 2 and the 6-button fighting system, this is pretty much Street Fighter 2 with X-Men characters in it. Heck, even the characters still get a little dizzy. There's just so much to it to love as an X-Men fan, and a fan of Capcom fighting games as well.
Round one.
Like Mutants, unfortunately, this game isn't one of the best of the Marvel fighters. I mean, it was the first, so they had to start somewhere, and it does a really good job for the most part. There are a few flaws in this game that keep it from being a true gem. This does not work on the PlayStation 3. I've tried it on my PlayStation 3, but the game flickers on it. It does work on my PlayStation 2, but for some reason it must not have been one of the games that was compatible with it, so if you have a PS3 and that's the only way you got to play PS1 games, you may need to look into getting a PlayStation 2 and original PlayStation to play this game. Or if you got a Saturn, that's probably even better. From reports online, people talking about how the Saturn version actually has better frame rate versus the PlayStation version. The CPU is way overpowered in arcade mode. In arcade mode, you can set the difficulty to various difficulties when fighting against the CPU. However, the problem is, even if you crank it down to the lowest difficulty, it was still tough. Sentinel is still just as much of a pain in the ass in this game as he is in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He takes health like nobody's business. So there's some balancing issues here with this game when it comes to the AI. The lowest level CPU should not be that difficult. Speaking of other disappointments, there's only 2 modes. Arcade and Versus mode. That's it. No survival mode, no training mode, nothing else. I know this was a 90s Capcom fighting game, but still, I mean, there could have been something like a survival mode that we had seen in other fighting games. Training mode or something else, but sadly there's not a lot here. Not even like character art or anything.
Round one.
Is X-Men Children of the Atom the best game in the Marvel Capcom library? No, it's definitely not a horrible game, but you're probably better off either playing one of the Marvel vs. Capcoms or one of the Street Fighter X-Men or Street Fighter vs. Marvel Heroes games, which I'll definitely cover in a future video. But if you're an X-Men fan, maybe you played this in the arcades growing up, try to find this version if you can. It's way cheaper than the Saturn version from the last time I checked. It's not a bad game. It's just not the best that they have to offer. Anyways, guys, let me know if you played this game. I've enjoyed it. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way in a few areas, but definitely not a horrible game in the least. Yeah, if you guys want, check out other reviews I have. I have a review that I did on a Super Nintendo game where the name escapes me. You can take a look at it right here. It'll be up there. I did a quick kind of minute-ish review. Trying a new style like that for some quick videos that just don't take a lot of time to explain, so you guys can check that out. On top of that, too, we have me doing some coverage on Persona 5, which you can check out in the other video down here. Make sure to subscribe for lots of great content. And until next time, everybody, game on.